Hi, I'm Nick, and I'm going to do a persuasive speech on not rushing into marriage. Here is my audience. That's my sister. She'll be my audience for this speech. There's no rush into getting married. My purpose is to persuade you so that you don't get married to the wrong person, or because the only way you're going to be happy is if you get married to the right person right off the bat. Have you ever fallen in love with someone you thought you would marry or have a family with, but come to find out later that that person's not the person for you? Well, I have experience with this. I have been engaged twice, and both of them have fallen through. In this speech, you will find out the main reasons why people rush into relationships and how you can go about not trying to tie the knot with the person that is not right for you. The reason I am doing this speech is not just because I have so much experience with this topic that nobody else needs to know, but because there are tons of people who are just like me, rushing into relationships, looking for something further before they actually know the person fully. The main points in my speech are: 1. Do not move in with the person that you're going to marry before you marry them. That's how I feel. 2. You have to be able to trust someone, because without trust you don't have a relationship. 3. Do not talk to any exes that you have been with, because all it does is cause drama for you and your significant other that will ruin your relationship. 4. Statistics for divorce. 5. The cost of divorce. So taking all this into consideration, think about who you are about to marry and if it's the person you want to be with. You shouldn't move in with a person you are going to marry before you get married to them. This I know by personal experience. Moving in with somebody changes your relationship instantly. Rich Santos said this in an article. As soon as you move in with a significant other, you see things that you wouldn't see if you weren't living together. For example, you might see your girlfriend or boyfriend walking around in his underwear or her underwear, or not going to the bathroom with the door closed, or not cleaning up instantly right after they get done eating, so on and so forth. You're going to rely on your significant other way more than you thought you would have. Per se, if he's not there all the time or she's not there all the time, you're always going to wonder, why aren't they there with you if you're home? Another main point for not moving in with somebody before you get married is, if you break up with your boyfriend/girlfriend, it makes things a lot harsher on your relationship, which is also what Rich Santos said in an article. Not only are you going to have to divvy up things that you both will not agree who gets or who bought or whatever in your relationship, but one or both of you will be left without a place to live, or you'll have to go move back in with your parents. Now, with you knowing about moving in before marriage, you need to know about the trust in a relationship. You have to be able to trust someone, because without trust you don't have a relationship. Trust is the glue that keeps couples together, said by Francesco Meglio in an article. There are 6 steps into building trust in a relationship. 1. Be truthful with one another. 2. Be reliable on one another. 3. You got to set boundaries for each other. 4. Trust yourself in trusting your significant other. 5. You got to be fair. If you're doing something wrong, or if it's wrong for you to do, it's got to be wrong for them to do. Or if it's wrong for them to do, it's got to be wrong for you to do. And 6, you got to trust in yourself that you're making the right choice. As soon as one of these 6 steps are broken, there is no trust in the relationship. Once you lose trust, it is hard to gain back, and you cannot be mad at the other person if they don't want to let you build the trust back. But there is a way to build trust back, but it's a different process than building trust. You have to create understanding. You have to apologize effectively. Explain your point of view on why you broke the trust. Make promises. But not only make promises, you got to follow through with the promises you make. Discuss how promises are being kept. Issues of timing and final considerations. You can't get disrespectful if somebody doesn't want to give you the chance to rebuild the trust. Now that you know the trust issues, we need to go over talking to exes while in a committed relationship. You should not talk to any exes whatsoever in a relationship because it just causes drama for you and your significant other. They're an ex for a reason. Exes are in the past and they should stay in the past. I have personal experience with this. My ex fiance, who I just broke up with because she cheated on me, was talking to her ex that used to beat her while she was dating her. To me, that makes no sense whatsoever. Why would you want to talk to somebody that beat you and it was an ex? So exes are in the past for a reason. They should stay there. It's just like a guy having a baby mama or a girl having a baby daddy. You don't want all the drama that comes with it. And no one wants to think you're going to break up with them because of an ex. Moving on. Moving from talking with exes in a committed relationship, we need to find out the statistics of divorce. The percentage of marriages ending in divorce. 50% end in divorce over the first marriage. If you get married a second time, it rises to 67%. And if you get married a third time, your divorce rate will rise to 74%. According to Jennifer Baker of the Forest Institute of Professional Psychology in Springfield, Missouri. Before 1970, divorce was relatively uncommon and difficult to get. Fault was usually required one of the spouses must have committed a crime or a sin that justified the divorce. They needed to be committed adultery, abandonment, cruelty, intoxication, or some other reason that made it necessary to end the marriage. Now they have law saying that no one has to be at fault for the divorce to fail, just as long as one person does not want to be married to the other person no longer. Now that you have statistics on the divorce, we need to know the cost of the average divorce for an American. The cost of divorce is very high. For the average American, for an uncontested divorce, it will cost you about $1,500. That's meaning you're not fighting over a child or both of you want the divorce. For the average American, it will cost about $15,000 for a contested divorce, which is meaning you're going to fight for a child's custody, or one of you don't want to get the divorce. Now that we have gone over all the major topics in this speech, time to wrap it up. First off, don't move in with your significant other before marriage. 2, you need to be able to trust your partner because without trust, you don't have a relationship. 3, don't be talking to exes while in a committed relationship. 4, the statistics on divorce has been rising over the years. 5, the cost of divorce is very high. So stop rushing into a relationship that you think you know the person when you don't. Because if you do, you could end up paying for it in the long run. Not just by money, but by pain as well. Thank you.